Hi and welcome. So today I wanted to talk about the two key things that you need in order to resolve your emotional eating. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist that specializes in emotional eating. And I wanted to talk about these two key things that are so important. And they're really what I see helps women resolve their emotional eating. So these two key things are commitment and consistency. And so these two things I see time and time again. The women that succeed in resolving their emotional eating, they have these two things in place. And the ones that can't seem to resolve their emotional eating, can't seem to move past it, they lack this. And so this is something that is needed in order to be successful at having sustainable change. And the first thing that you need in order to start your journey to resolving your emotional eating is that commitment. And so I see this pattern with ambitious women who are just so committed to resolving their emotional eating. So I'll share a little bit about my own story. When I was on this journey to resolving my emotional eating, at first I didn't even know I was an emotional eater. All I thought was I needed to control food and my body. I just felt so out of control. And so I committed to resolving whatever was going on for me because I saw women have what I wanted. They had what I desired. They were so comfortable around food. They felt so at ease in their body. They looked healthy. They were confident, and I wanted that. And I knew that if they could have that, I could somehow learn to be like that. You know, I did start my journey thinking something was wrong with me. I was broken. I was going to fix my way to that point. But it's not about fixing yourself. But because I saw women having this and I felt inside of me this deep desire, I knew it was possible. I had no clue how, but I was just committed. And you know, there's something inside of women who are ambitious. They have this commitment and it guides them. And this is the same thing for me. It's almost like that commitment to getting, because I see this thing I desire, it keeps pulling me forward and keeps pulling me forward. And it doesn't matter how many setbacks or roadblocks or failed attempts I have, I am just pulled forward. And that's something we need to have. We need to have this commitment and to seeing our vision through, to knowing it's possible. And so a lot of women, you know, of course, once you know you're committed on that journey, you know there'll be doubts, there'll be fears, there'll be all of these things coming in, but you're committed. And that commitment gets you to the first step. And so what I see and what I saw for myself was that because I was committed, and I kept taking steps, I could feel when the right steps came along. And that created the consistency that I needed because I have that feedback loop in my body of this is the next right step. This is the next right step. This is working. I feel a difference. I feel at ease in my body. I can tell that this is working and now I'm motivated. So what keeps us from getting to consistency is that first step, that commitment. So what I want to say to you is that if you desire something, you want to feel at ease in your body, you want to feel at peace around food, you want to feel confidence, you don't want to be emotionally eating, it is possible. I have done it myself. I've seen clients do it. There are countless women who have done this. So it is so possible. It is a reality. So it's up to you to believe that reality, to see that in the examples, in the testimonials that it's possible, to show yourself it's possible. Because what's in the way of your commitment is all of your fears and doubts and all of the, you know, evidence of things you've tried and failed telling you it's not possible. What I want to say is that be committed to your vision and your desire because that means it exists for you. The steps to getting there, well, that has to play out. And so if you see that others have done it a certain way, that's the path forward. That's the way that you're going to get there. And so for me, I had to create this path for myself step by step because I tried a lot of different things. And even though I failed, I could just tell, you know, intuitively in my body that something was missing. I wasn't going as deep as I needed to go. And that's just something that I have inside of me. I'm always trying to dig deeper, get to the deeper levels and layers because we're not just on the surface. We're not just, I do A, then I get B. We are multi-layered, and emotional eating is a multi-layered pattern. And the deeper we can go to understanding that, we know that we need different steps. And so this is why, as I followed sort of that internal knowing, I started creating the Emotional Eating Evolution program. I wasn't aware of it at the time. Looking back, I looked at all the steps I took and the feelings I had and the internal motivation, and that started creating a methodology. And that's what I had to do, because everything out there was really on the surface, and even the things that felt like they were going a bit deeper, they weren't going as deep as I needed to. And sometimes things were just far too complex or complicated than it needed to be. And I needed the right tools. And I just saw how when all of the pieces fit together, this pattern started to resolve itself. But the two main things that I had were that I was committed to my vision and I had consistency. And so the how and the different pieces and the action steps, they come into play. And, if the Emotional Eating Evolution program resonates for you, so we work through resolving your emotional eating step by step through true nourishment, body acceptance, and emotional wellness. And we dive deep. And if you want to find out more about the details of that, you can check it out at the link below. But if it's resonating for you and you have that commitment and you want to, cultivate that consistency, because within the program, once you commit, it's almost like the program takes over. So whatever doubts and fears and, all of these limiting beliefs that come up, we work with that throughout the program so that you can do the next step, that you can start having that consistency, that you can remove sort of that self-sabotage. And that's going to keep giving you that momentum forward so that this new way becomes more normalized. It becomes more effortless. And the more comfortable you get with the new way, the less fears and doubts you'll have, because you'll see it working and you'll have that internal motivation. And that's going to be so important. And so, the first step for you is really to see if you can commit. And so committing means that you see this, let's say, for example, the Emotional Eating Evolution program working, you see the testimonials, you understand the concept, you're like, yes, this feels right. That moment where you're so expanded and open, that's where you want to make your commitment from, because there's also going to be a part of you that's going to try to protect you and keep you safe. And the way it's going to do that is put a lot of fear and doubt and tell you, maybe it's not the right time, you can't afford it, maybe there's something better, or I can do this myself. And all of these things will come up, but you have to listen to that bigger voice inside of you. Yes, look at, if there are some practicalities you need to look at, but if you're just sort of taking yourself out, you're going out of your comfort zone to resolve your emotional eating, there'll always be some fear and doubt, but you want to feel mostly expanded and excited. There'll always be a little bit of fear, and you want that to be your motivation to commit, right? So I hope this has helped you sort of see the two main things that you need in order to resolve your emotional eating. You notice I didn't talk about the how-to, because your commitment to a process and then getting into that process and being able to have that consistency, and of course within any good program, you're going to be able to resolve any sort of fears or doubts that keep you from having that consistency. That's the second main piece to resolving this pattern. The how and the steps are, pretty much laid out inside of the program. And I just see amazing results with clients that follow through and follow these steps, because we are doing the deeper work to remove whatever, sabotages and doubts and fears are there and resistance, and we're resolving this pattern, and we're putting in the right structure around food, body, and emotion so that you can keep moving forward, that you can feel comfortable, feel confident, and feel at ease and peace. And this is going to help you resolve your emotional eating from the root. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If this is resonating for you, you can find out more about the program. I'll put the link below. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to sharing more with you, and I hope you have a great day.